Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Frederick Murphy back with another episode of History Before Us, and I am local this time, local to Charlotte, North Carolina. I am in Mint Hill, and it's its own thing. So it's not part of Charlotte, but it's part of Charlotte. But Mint Hill and places like Matthews, they like to stake claim to their own, right? Because they have their own history and everything. And I am here with Becky at the Philadelphia Presbyterian Church, right? I thank you for joining us on today, right?
Thank you.
Please tell us who you are, and if you're a long-term member here, or you're the church historian, give us a rundown.
Okay, I'm Becky Griffin. I have been a member here my entire life, which is 85 years. And
so you've been at this church for 85 years?
85 years.
Oh my God.
I've lived a lot of the history here, so I guess I'm an official historian here, but we do have a rich history, and we're excited that we can share it with your audience.
Yes, we greatly appreciate that. So we're in this kind of like rotunda area, if you will. Give us the rundown here before we get into the main sanctuary and the start of the church. It was in the 1700s, right?
Right.
Okay.
The people began to gather on Clear Creek. It was called at the time because it was not Mint Hill. They gathered on Clear Creek, and they needed a church. And so Philadelphia Church people began to gather in the 1760s.
Okay.
And so then we have a timeline that we put in the rotunda, but it starts at the 1800s. We didn't have a lot of pictures and images from the 1700s. We did have a 1700s segment, but these are some of the earliest. This is the first church.
Okay.
And I want to tell you a lot about that as we go along, because those are handmade brick. They were made here. And the exciting thing about this, the church was already 50 years old when we moved to this location. 2 churches prior to this had burned. And so they wanted a brick church so that the possibility of burning would not be as great. So the Lutherans there was a congregation of Lutherans in this area, and they knew how to make brick. So they taught the Presbyterians how to make brick. And so I want you to get pictures of the outside of the building.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Handmade bricks are
Most
gorgeous.
definitely.
But this is just some of the early things, and it just shows you what was happening in the world too.
Yeah, we've got the Civil War right here.
Yes, that's right.
Lincoln,
And almost everybody, every family in the Mint Hill area was involved with the Civil War. Somebody in their family was serving. So that was an important part of the history. In 1886, we had a doctor come to Mint Hill for the first time. It was a long way to Charlotte, to the closest doctor. It was called a day's journey to get help. So it was a great day when Mint Hill got its first doctor, and that's Dr. John McCamey DeArmond.
Okay.
And he came in 1886.
That's quite the name, John McCamey DeArmond.
Yes, and there are a lot of people in this area back then that named their child for him.
Really?
So we have a lot of McCameys, we have a lot of DeArmonds, and we even had one. I tell you this because I'm active in the Mint Hill Historical Society too, but an electrician came to us and said, I want to provide the electricity for your doctor's office. I was named John McCamey.
Oh wow! You talking about legacy, right? Like that's what legacy
and
is.
So, yes, and he provided us with. This is the Bain Academy, and it has a historical significance to Philadelphia Church too, because in the early 1800s, we knew, we being the session and the people of Mint Hill, that we needed a close school. There were no schools, no Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education in those days. So one of a bachelor member, John Bain, said, I'll build the building.
Oh, wow.
So he built a 2-story building, a magnificent building for that day.
In 1889?
Yes, in 1889.
How did the church get the name Philadelphia?
It's from the Bible.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Church is mentioned in Revelation.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
And this is the original school bell. And for many years, it was here in Philadelphia Church in our historical room to preserve it. But in recent years, when they tore down the Bain Academy, they saved some of the brick from it and built a beautiful structure that holds the Bain.
Okay, that's good.
The Bain Bell. So yes, that was an important time in the history of Philadelphia Church.
Gotcha.
This is a new front. You saw the little building over there. Well, they decided through the years, this was in the early 1900s, that they needed a new image. They needed Sunday school rooms because the other room did not. So they built this beautiful, we call it the Tower addition. That too has been torn off and rebuilt today, but sadly they did not preserve that. But yes. And that was at the same time we're trying to show the timeline.
Yeah, what's been happening
in the
Wright
world,
brothers
and
right
that's
here.
yes, that was an important part of
World
history.
War I, then the flu, and so if you all see, it just kind of goes on and on and on. Looks like there's a picnic out here.
Yes, that's dinner on the grounds.
Dinner
That's
on the
what
grounds.
we would do.
So that was a tradition here.
Yes, it was at homecoming, and we still do it today.
Okay.
And so down through this hall, we have the excuse me, the pictures of scout troops, youth groups, all sorts of mission projects that we have done through the years. So we tried to capture the history.
Its own little museum.
Yeah.
And so being here for 85 years, who in your family were here before you?
Oh, everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. Actually, my great-grandfather came from Germany.
Okay.
And he was clerk of our session. Our denomination runs by a session. He ran, so my great-grandfather, George C.L. Junker, was the clerk of our session for 40 years. Now, you can hardly get anybody to do it today for a year. So, for 40 years. And one time, I have a wonderful history of Mint Hill book that was written by one of our former pastors. And his, I helped him write it because I didn't help him write it, I collected data for him. But he told me that probably he was one of the few people in the congregation that could read and write. So I thought that tells a little bit about the time.
For sure.
For
sure.
Yeah.
And we got a couple of things on this wall that you want to show us, right? Before
Yeah.
we head over
Well,
to
this is just more choirs. These are a lot of those homecomings, we call them. But it is a dinner on the grounds.
Okay. And as you all see right here, 250 years.
Yeah.
250
That
years.
was before there was in the United States, if they're
This is true.
counting.
Yeah, this is true.
Yes. And we're about to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country.
Yep.
So we're excited to be a part of that too.
Yep.
Because our people were the very people, there were people in the back country that we now call Mint Hill that were the signers of a Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence.
I'm familiar with it.
Yes, are you? Great. This is the Bain Academy in its heyday with all the kids and on the balcony there.
See,
Yeah.
you know, that obviously didn't have a weight limit. There's a lot of kids up top. They really had faith in that, which they should. They had a church, right?
Right. Well, maybe that I hadn't thought of that.
They use faith.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
So where are we headed next? Do you need your bag?
I'll come back.
Okay.
And get it.
Okay.
I want to show you our current sanctuary.
All right. So we're going to the current sanctuary before we go to the old sanctuary.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because
And I love these windows too. All this natural light.
Yes.
So if there are any viewers that are watching this, if you attend this church or if you have family ties in Mint Hill or even Mecklenburg County in general, drop something in the comments, please. I always like to know where people are from.
Okay.
To the sanctuary.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
who would have thought?
You trying to knock us out.
You're on camera, smile.
Go ahead, give us a smile. There you go. Bringing that joy in on a Monday. All right. Okay, so which year was this one built?
I think it was 1976.
1970s. 1976, okay.
86, 96.
Beautiful stained windows.
Yes.
Yeah.
And each etched symbol, it has meaning. And often our little children's sermons will tell the story of what the symbols meant in that day and time. We have a wonderful pipe organ.
Look, I got to ask you real quick, sorry to interrupt. Yeah. But I see that you have some that are reserved. Now, you told me that you've been coming to this church for 85 years.
I don't get to sit on the front row.
What? Man, who do I need to talk to?
I think that this is here, sadly, because there's a funeral.
Oh, okay.
And this is it's reserved for the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought to just,
I wish it was a happier reason.
Yeah.
But usually the only reasons is if it's a wedding or a funeral, or maybe it's Boy Scout Sunday or something that all the scouts will sit together.
And I see here at the end that it has these.
Yes.
Like I guess it's like in memory of.
Yeah, yes, so. You could buy a pew when we were building the church. That was part of the fundraising.
Okay.
Of course, with me being here for 85 years, I've been a part. I've been active all of those years, and so every part of it, even the fundraising, I have personally been involved with. So yes, that was. And it did prove to be very successful.
Yeah.
All of our pews sold out.
Hey, any money's good money, right?
Yes.
Y'all gonna have to start doing it where now you can start going down.
That's right.
That may start looking tacky though.
Yeah.
We don't want it to look tacky.
But you ask about my ancestors, that was my great-grandfather that came from Germany. Then my grandfather was on the session here. My daddy had 2 brothers and a sister, and they all went to church here as children. And then my children, I married here.
Yeah.
Not in this building. Okay. This building was not built then. But I was married here, and I raised my children here.
Oh, here.
And I have 2 sons, and one of them is still a member here.
Good.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, like, if we step back, right? So, because I know at the original church, we're going to also discuss the enslaved galleries. Okay. And so, I just want the viewers, because there's probably going to be an episode that y'all are going to see prior to this one, and that was at the Somerville Presbyterian Church. But up top, the enslaved galleries were where the enslaved folks sat. And when I'm looking at just the framework of these churches, they still follow the same model, but obviously it's a whole different time period.
Right.
And so now anyone can sit up in those spaces. So I just wanted to say that the footprint may be somewhat of the same, but we're in a different time period.
Right.
Yeah.
And today it may be people with children that are squirmy, and they don't want to sit and distract other people.
Absolutely.
So they choose the balcony. And then this is our front entrance, and that's the end.
And that's the end of this tour.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Not the video, just this part of the church, y'all.
Yes, yes. This is a dead end. Well, this is not the dead end, because this is where you go out into the world.
Yeah.
But we'll go back and see some other.
Yeah, let's do that.
Older buildings.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are out of the newness heading into the old, right?
Right, we are.
All right, so what about this little area right here in these buildings? What's original and what's new?
Well, our oldest building is this one right directly in front of it.
Okay.
That's the 200-year. Well, that's actually an annex that was added to it. If you can see the windows, stained glass windows with the arch over them, that is part of the sanctuary, of the original sanctuary. But it was not, it didn't have those beautiful windows.
Okay.
That was an addition in later years.
Okay.
At first, it was just that little, what 30 by 80, I believe, building that you saw in there on the paper.
Yeah, no problem. So how often do you give tours?
Never.
So I'm the first?
Well, occasionally
Okay.
I'll do some. During the 250th celebration, we had some
some
people
folks.
come. Now, this is a door that I can enter,
Okay.
perhaps.
Let's do it. So I feel very privileged, y'all. Like I'm the first official tour here with Becky. You know,
Right.
I appreciate it. Taking your time out.
Well, we're proud of it.
Yeah.
And we do want to share this rich history because it is exciting.
See that right there. Stained glass up there. And you said this building was in the 18
And these are the original
bricks
doors.
and doors? Okay. And so do you have the list of, or anything that relates to the enslaved people that were working here, or
Well-
that were enslaved here at the site?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, it's snippy in here.
I know, we won't want to stay long. I'm going to leave that sitting right here, but
Yeah.
this is our historical room. And let me turn on the lights.
Okay.
And we have some things that, oh, here it is. Yeah, over there.
Oh, I know some of these names, McAllister's, these surnames, McMurray. There's got to be an Alexander here, right?
Oh, yeah, Adam Alexander. How did you know that?
They're everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know the
yes.
Alexanders, Greers, these folks
Yeah.
are everywhere.
Yeah. But I don't think that these pictures go back
Yeah.
that far
Yeah, for sure.
to Adam Alexander. He was one of the founders of the church and, and one of the signers of the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
We had a very benevolent family, and still have some of them in our church, the McEwen family. They were
Check this out.
the owners of the McEwen Funeral Home. And when this Johnson McEwen that you see in the picture started his business, he was a cabinet maker. And people would ask him to build a coffin when their loved one died. So eventually it evolved into the McEwen Funeral Home, which is still a very prosperous company today in the Charlotte area.
Okay.
He went into Monroe. But he was a very benevolent man. And almost every area of the life of Mint Hill, after the turn of that century, Carl McEwen was important. He started a new business in Mint Hill every year for 17 years.
Wow.
So we give him the credit for building Mint Hill because Mint Hill is the only town surrounding Charlotte. There's Matthews, Mint Hill, Pineville, Huntersville, Davidson, Cornelius, all the towns. But Mint Hill is the only town that did not grow and prosper because of a railroad. And Mint Hill grew and prospered because of a church.
Yeah.
So that's a great legacy. And Carl McEwen was instrumental in growing our community and enticing people to come to this area. So
Okay.
that was a big part.
And these pews, how old are they?
These pews were original to this sanctuary. So, well, I'm not sure. I don't think these were actually in it when it was just that square building. Sometime during the years they added these. The first ones did have backs, we're told. And because in the first churches, it was just benches made out of logs.
And I seen in a lot of churches also, and maybe it's a certain denomination to where men sat on one side and the women sat on the other
yes,
side.
they did here.
They did here too.
They did here in my lifetime.
Oh, really?
I remember my grandfather, when we go into this sanctuary, I can show you where my grandfather sat and my grandmother.
Okay.
And then my mother and daddy with their children sat in a different place because they had children.
And there's some artifacts that are over here as well.
Yes. These are some of the things we've had. Now here's a pine slab, And it's probably from a slave in the Rice Cemetery, because we don't know whose marker that was, but it could have been, because there were enslaved people buried in the cemeteries.
At the cemeteries here on these grounds, or one that's further down?
There are two. We have two cemeteries at other locations.
At other locations, okay.
And there is one right here. They're both in Mint Hill. So yeah,
There may
it
be
didn't
another field trip we need to
necessarily
take.
yes, I'd love for you to see it. It didn't necessarily mean that it was a black person that was buried there. It may have been somebody that was traveling through, and they were just not a part of the community. And they would have been buried outside too, we're told.
Okay.
I thought that interesting. Yeah. And these are some of the earlier ways of taking up collection in the church, was with baskets and the
Did your family ever donate anything to the church? Do you all have anything in here?
We have a scholarship here that we're very proud of in honor of my mother, and it's for high school students. And they get $6,000 a year for 4 years.
Oh, I love it.
It is. It's wonderful. It started out much smaller than that, and through the years, people have contributed, not only our family members, but others. One couple in the church that had no children left everything they had to the Junker Scholarship.
Wow.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
So yes, so now we're able to, we have other scholarships that have been added, but the Junker Scholarship is able to give out the most money for now. But
Here's John Bain again.
yeah, John Bain. And little by little, that is this building, but it had different arches. That's where I was showing you that cathedral type setting. Yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah. And through the years, quilting was a big part of the life of the women in this area. So for occasions, and you maybe would have to pay in order for your name to go on there. So that was a way of raising funds for the
Always thinking
for
from an
the
entrepreneurial
church,
standpoint.
right? And these are some things from the 250 anniversary that we leave out for people.
Okay. Now, do you all have individuals that are looking for genealogy stuff that come to the church?
Oftentimes we do.
Yeah. Churches are big places where people come to do such. We're going through there?
We're going to try.
Okay.
Yep, we did. We made it. And guess what? It is warm.
It feels good. The heat is on.
Yeah. One of the things that comes with having all these wonderful buildings, you also have upkeep. And so they're not as precious to some people as others.
Yeah.
Because of what it costs to keep
Keep it
them up.
Yeah.
But this is the original building that is 200 years old this year.
Wow.
Now, through the years, the windows have been changed from just the rectangular shaped window to this more decorative stained glass. That is the balcony where the enslaved people sat.
Okay, so up here, it's closed off?
Yes, and in fact, on the other side is boarded up. That's the best you can see of it.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
So
but
you
I
might have to walk
will,
up here and...
when we go out on the outside, you will see where there was an entrance, a separate entrance.
For them, yeah.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
which
so,
I think is
So this is
historical.
day two. This is day two of my Enslaved Gallery tour, if you will, as well as other great things that we've been discussing here at the church. So this is the original sanctuary, you all. And
It's
so
now where our young people meet. So therefore, that's the reason that you see a more modern setting.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to use this room for a funeral or a wedding because of the history, their parents maybe went to church in this, maybe they were married in this church, then this stuff can be removed.
Okay.
And we can convert it without too much back to a worship area.
Gotcha. Okay. And 3.
Okay, now we're in the vestibule, we call it, of the chapel building, which is the original building that was built on this site. It's the third site for our church, but it's the first building on this property. Here is a plaque that honors our 3 signers of the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence. There was Adam Alexander, John Ford, and John Query. And we're proud that in the backcountry of North Carolina, we as a church had 3 community-minded, spirited leaders that were part of that original Declaration of Independence.
Nice.
And the organizing of our country, because actually the newer Declaration of Independence, the one that we celebrate today, was based on that Declaration of Independence. So
in North Carolina and Mecklenburg County is very proud of that.
That's right. We are.
They're very proud of it.
But I wanted to show you the brick, and you can see it from here. That's beautiful. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
And right here is that bricked part that was the entrance to that slave gallery. So they had to, this part wasn't here where we're standing today. It was just the 30 by 80 building out there. So they entered in to the church and then went up to the balcony.
So they would enter through where it's bricked right now.
Yeah, where there's black pipe run up the wall.
Okay, so that was the entrance for the enslaved folks that ended up in the enslaved gallery up top.
That's right. But the steps came down in the sanctuary.
And do we have any names of the individuals that were enslaved here?
Oh, yes. We have very good records.
Okay.
I don't know that I have any of those copies. I bet you'd like to see some.
At some point.
Okay. I'll
You
have
know
to
that.
look. I know I can show you all of that, but
Yeah, that's what's
I
up.
told you I was on the committee that collected the data for Mr. Carr's book, The Presbyterian Gathering on Clear Creek.
Okay.
So that would be the type of thing we were looking for.
For sure.
It is, and he would talk about it
Okay.
in his book. Now, I better be sure that
Yeah, we don't get
that
lost.
is. Better put that wagon here. This is our oldest cemetery on this property. We have 2 other cemeteries that have some of the earliest graves in. But the rock wall was put up and paid for by the women of the church. So because people would take their horse and inside the walls of the cemetery when they were, and they didn't like that. So they put up this stone wall to keep people from parking their horses in there.
Okay.
Now here you have a good view of the handmade brick.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And I see right there where the entrance would have been
Yes, that's
for the enslaved. That looks, now you can really see it.
right.
You can really, really see it. When did they cover that up? Do you know?
I do not.
Was it during your lifetime while you were here?
No, I don't think it was during my lifetime because I would have remembered it, I think, and
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Who's the oldest person in the
church.
now?
Interesting that you asked that. Our oldest member, male member, was Bob Long, and he just recently died.
Okay.
So they have not told us who
the
is
runner-up
going to.
is.
But at Philadelphia Church, if you're the oldest male member, you carry the Bain cane. That was a cane that the church gave to John Bain when he built Bain Academy in 1889, and it had a gold, it's gold top to it. And every year when he died, he willed it back to the church and requested that the oldest male member carry that cane.
Wow.
So then, through the years, the women said, wow, we need a cane. So the Julia Black family donated a cane that was hand carved by one of our members, a Mr. Pernay Ross.
Okay.
And they presented it to the church, and now the oldest female member of the church carries the Bane cane. The Julia Black cane.
They said we're doing some equitable things around here, right? Like we're not just about to let y'all have all the shine like we don't contribute anything, right?
Right, exactly. You know, when I was first a member here, you didn't have female officers. Mm-hmm. Only male members could be. So I've seen that transition from to women's power now.
Yeah.
This is does have a lot. I wanted to show you the tombstone out here of Matthew Stewart.
Okay.
Matthew Stewart was one of the founders, or the founder, we often say, of Philadelphia Church.
Okay.
And he was not buried in this cemetery because the church was founded, 50 years before this property.
Right.
But they moved his remains here.
Okay.
And erected a monument in his honor back many years ago. He was a Revolutionary War soldier.
Okay. This grass is really soft.
Mm-hmm. But this is where we had
like I'm sinking.
Our voices from the past.
The event. Okay.
And different people stood at different cemetery places and represented that family member.
Okay.
So we were happy that we had this Matthew Stewart.
Yeah, I see it. Born 1720 and he passed in 1808. Memory of Captain Matthew Stewart, 1720 to 1808, and his wife Elizabeth. Matthew Stewart of Mecklenburg County served as captain during the War of the American Revolution. He was one of the founders and an elder of Philadelphia Presbyterian Church, erected by the Matthew Stewart clan in 1927, 11 days before my birthday. But my birthday was in 1979. So, look, if I was born in 1927, August 20, actually 10 days, August the 28th, then I wouldn't be looking too shabby, right? But this is nice. I appreciate you for sharing this.
Yeah. And some of the older ones are in that corner of the cemetery.
Okay. And obviously people are still being buried here? They're still able to get plots here? Mm-hmm. Now, are there what are the parameters around that? Do you have to be legacy or?
Well, actually, there are no plots available.
Okay.
But some families already still have them. Like, they may be, I guess, bought, but see how you see all the blacks back there?
On the back row.
Well, what they did is they got originally a lot of spaces. Mm-hmm. So now their ancestors can still be buried there.
Okay.
And occasionally one will become available. And somebody will say, well, we've had that one for 50 years or 100 years or how many ever years, and we want to get rid of it. Uh-huh. So occasionally there'll be one, but not very often.
Okay.
This is a log, so that if you're here and you're looking for your ancestor, you can look in here and figure out how to find it.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, somebody's actually put
some real mail.
Put mail in there.
That's from November.
That's
hopefully y'all aren't late on any bills. See?
Troop 65.
Troop 65. You want me to take that?
I think I will. I think I'll take it in. Wonder if this is part of the... That's our preacher now.
So are they getting it? Are they just getting it wrong where they're supposed to deliver it? Because is that double as a real mail? You know what I'm saying?
Think
You want to
so.
grab it? You got it?
That's what you get for having it in there.
Well, it just needs to look different. It doesn't need to look like a mailbox, right?
Right.
We got to get something decorative to make it look better.
And then the women of our church have a huge ministry here, and every Wednesday they meet in this building. They completely renovated this building. This building was built in 1941, and it was started in November. And you know what happened on December, in December of 41. And so they continued with their progress, but they only did what they could pay for.
Okay.
So whatever they could do that week,
That's what they did. Okay.
So the women have come in and completely, when I was a child, that's where I went to Sunday school.
Right here.
The upstairs part was Sunday school rooms, and the downstairs was like a fellowship hall, and we roller skated in the bottom, and yes, and the scouts.
That's your one-stop shop as a kid.
Right. But through the years, we didn't use that building, so the women came in and renovated it, put in an elevator, and so that they can lift those that are disabled to the second floor, and they do amazing bazaar work.
I love that. Amazing and bizarre at the same time.
Yes, crafts of all sorts. And then they have this little annex shop that they open from time to time, usually seasonally, and you can go in and shop for the things that they have made. And they make beautiful floral arrangements.
So I'm imagining during Easter is pretty.
Yes, that's right.
It's a good money maker during Easter.
That's right,
All right.
exactly.
Good stuff. All right, everybody at the cemetery. We'll see y'all later.
Right.
we just came to hang out for a little bit. So we're back inside, y'all. It was quite nippy outside, and it's warm in here, ironically.
Oh, thank you.
So a building that was built in 1826, that's what the sign says outside, and it's obviously still well insulated because it feels nice and toasty in here.
Right.
So now your grandparents attended church in this building.
I did too.
And you did too. So
Yeah.
where were the designations?
So the men sat on that side,
Okay.
and the women on this side.
Okay.
And then families sat in the center.
Okay.
And I remember, well, my parents usually sat right back here in this general area. And the lady that sat in front of us had a son that I grew up with, know him today, but she had a mink stove, and you could squeeze it, and the mouth of the mink would catch the tail of the mink.
So it was a real mink.
Yes.
Okay.
So her son sat in front of us, and he played with her thing the whole time. So it always was quite an entertainment to see Tweety Flo playing with his mother's
mink. Yeah, and so between that, the mink, and then we had the wasp, y'all kept yourselves entertained.
That's right, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did. And I did notice that, you know, the ceiling in here does need repair, and that's the reason I mentioned to you outside that when you have aging buildings like that, you're always going to have
some type of repair work that needs to be done. For
exactly. Sure. We are fortunate at Philadelphia to have a sizable endowment, and through the years, people have given a lot of money to an endowment fund for our historic buildings.
Okay.
So this building is pretty much covered. They can soon do that because the endowment, of course, only uses the interest earned each year. So each year we have a sizable amount that goes to the upkeep of our wonderful buildings.
That sounds good. Where to next?
Okay, what did you want to see next?
Well, y'all are doing some current things in the church that kind of, it seems like lends itself to the community. Would that be accurate? Is there like a daycare on the community in the?
We do.
Okay, not that we have to go in there, but if you can just discuss like the importance of those type of things from from the standpoint of community building going on, then that'd be great.
Yes, we do have we've had for many years a very active weekday kindergarten program here.
Okay, so that's what that is.
Yes, and we have our longtime leader of that was Dorothy Bartlett, and she died several years ago.
Okay.
But since then, we've still had a very active weekday kindergarten, and we're hoping to grow it even more because it's becoming more and more popular for churches to have schools within the church. And I think that is
That's a good thing.
a good thing.
Yeah.
It is, yes. We do have an active scout program here that we reach out into the community, have a lot of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts that meet here.
Okay.
We have a very active AA program that
good.
meets here, yes, and has for years.
You know, I'm a mental health therapist as well, and so I can definitely. Do I just call the church?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
And we have, I could have showed you when we're out there, we have a AA building that, and they have their own building. They build a
Perfect.
bonfire. They sit out by the fire some nights, and
Yeah.
if it's
So that's the thing, right? So from a church perspective, you aren't to treat anyone like an outcast. You're to welcome them, and you should try to be along the path of helping them heal. And I'm saying that because me being a mental health therapist and working with individuals that have been, church members for such a long period of time in places, and they just get thrown aside. They get, called everything but the son or daughter of God. When the reality is, churches should be the safe space for people to be able to come and admit their challenges in life as well as get the help. So I'm glad that this church is doing that type of work for sure.
And now, of course, we have backpack program, and we have a food kitchen where people can come by and pick up food. So Mint Hill is, for a long time, we've looked after each other.
Yes.
But it is getting bigger, so we need bigger programs in churches so that we can touch all those in our community that have a need.
I love to hear it.
Yes.
But this has been a wonderful tour. Do you mind if we close out outside right here at
Sure.
Let's do that. Hopefully you all have enjoyed this. Again, I am privileged to be you forgot something?
Yeah, I forgot to turn out the light.
Oh, well,
I'm in charge.
We don't want to run the bill up, right?
No.
But we got the endowment to cover it, though.
Right.
But no, this has been great. I hope that you all have been able to learn something. Again, if you are a person that attends this church, or if you had an ancestor that attended this church, let us know. But get this bag for us since you've been picking up stuff all day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. And again, also, please consider subscribing to this channel and sharing it with people. You know, the education is priceless, in my opinion. It's very subjective. I try my best to identify unheralded history, underrepresented history, local history that some of you may not necessarily know, but you are able to be introduced to, and you just never know how it can help you along a genealogy journey, or just family research, or just own personal research as it relates to church or other subject matters that we have. So please consider subscribing and also becoming a member to the channel. We got the keys?
Yeah, this one says side door.
Oh, okay.
The other one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Safe and secure. So in closing this out, you've been at this church for quite a while, and I would like for you to tell us how proud you are to be a member of this church, and what are you hoping for the future as it relates to this church?
I am proud of this church. I'm proud to be a member of Philadelphia Presbyterian Church. And I am proud of all the programs that we have. I'm extremely proud of our wonderful endowment program that provides education for children that maybe would not have an opportunity to go to college. Yeah. And we also have a lot in our endowment that benefits the community through different mission projects that we have here. So if you're interested in joining a church, come try us.
There
We'd
you
love
go.
to see you.
And I got to come back because we got to do the cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to do the cemetery.
We're going to do the old cemeteries,
We're going to
right?
do the old cemetery. The older, the better. So listen, that was the episode for today. I thank you, Becky. I
Okay,
greatly
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Listen, again, make sure to subscribe and share. Have a great rest of the day. Peace and blessings.